Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8. That's right, episode 8. It's hard to believe. Of 8 is great. Of episode 8 of You Gotta Hear This. As always, I am joined by Mike Monzita.
I have come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice. Greg G-Man Urquhart.
Hi, I'm covered in sawdust again.
Yeah. You didn't have as catchy of a phrase as Mike did, but that's okay.
I'm here to talk about music and sawdust, and I'm all out of sawdust.
And Joe Boynton.
I am slowly but surely becoming a Hulkamaniac.
Nice. Oh, I like this. I think that's the first time everybody's had something to say after they were introduced.
Mm-hmm.
We should keep that up. All right, so I'm John Nolan. I never introduced myself. I'm John
You have
Nolan.
a wrestling catchphrase that you would like to say at the top of the show.
Can you smell what I am cooking?
Nailed it.
Yeah, perfect.
Is it turkey burgers? Because your turkey burgers are really good.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's right. It's turkey burgers and they're delicious.
I love the idea of a vegan wrestler. That's your gimmick, and your catchphrase is "They are turkey brothers, brother, and they are delicious." I wouldn't cheer for you. I wouldn't wear your T-shirt.
Well, I don't blame you. It would be weird. I don't know where the WWE is at, but I feel like they probably are running out of gimmicks, so that might be coming up.
I thought about, I just didn't want to spend money on this podcast, but I wanted to go to Cameo and get one of the old wrestlers to do a cameo for this episode.
Oh, wow. That would have been awesome.
Dude.
Most of them are dead,
Hulk
though.
off.
That's part of the problem.
Like Bret Hart charges like $150. I'm like, where does he get off?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. But there's some good, that whole cameo thing is great. I don't know what other wrestlers are on there, but I know there's a lot. I know Chris Hansen's on it.
Oh,
That
nice.
makes me happy.
He's my favorite wrestler.
So we've kind of started the wrestling talk already, and that is because the theme of this episode is favorite song by a wrestler, which is a very unique topic that I'm very excited about. And there's a surprising amount of music out there made by wrestlers, which I'm not sure if everyone knows that, but that is the case.
This is the episode that I'm the most excited to record that we've done so far. Just the research alone, as you said earlier, exploring the amount of the treasure trove of music that has been recorded by wrestlers is like the hubris. Like, where did we get off? Just that alone is amazing to me. Amazing to me. And I kind of pitched the idea when we started this about like, guys, how about we try to find a song that's maybe not ironic, that's maybe really good, that we like, that's performed by a wrestler. And that is very hard to do, as I'm sure all of you have found.
Yeah, for sure.
And at first thought, people would assume, oh, you mean the theme songs? Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling theme songs. No, we're talking behind the microphone, behind the guitar, behind the bass, behind the drums, recorded albums, recorded songs by professional wrestlers. Unreal.
And if you're listening to this, we want to see in the comments, what are your favorite songs performed by wrestlers? I know you all have them. I
don't know. This is a very niche. This is a very, very specific topic.
I know there's a lot of weddings. I know there's a lot of weddings out there who had their first dance to "I Am a Real American" or the Undertaker theme song. I think we're going to get a lot of responses for this.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Absolutely. I do want to give some shout outs before we get started. I appreciate everybody who listens to this. I'm talking to all three of you, but everybody who leaves comments on our Instagram page and our YouTube page, thank you so much. I think a lot of the fun of it is opening it up to discussion, and I just wanted to give it some shout outs to some of the comments that I saw. Last week's episode was best songs of 2020, and somebody left a comment on our YouTube page about an Archers of Loaf song, which I went
Yes.
back and listened to. And I love that song. That song really resonated with me because I don't know if are you guys familiar with that band?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they were, are they Southern or where are they from?
They're from North Carolina, actually.
Okay, because I
I
went to
think around Raleigh, I think, or maybe Chapel Hill.
Okay. Yeah. Because I went to University of South Carolina, and they were very big when I was a freshman. I guess my whole college tenure, and that song really took me back. So I thought that was a great pick for song
Yeah.
of the year. And then I was looking at our album, perfect album episode, and somebody said August and Everything After by Counting Crows, and
Oh.
holy shit, that was a fantastic pick. So whoever left that was a fantastic pick. And I will
Wow.
say that depending on the day that you ask me, Anna Begins is one of my favorite songs of all time. So great comment on that. I totally agree with you. And then finally, on our best cover episode, I got into sort of a YouTube wormhole last night, and I was listening to MTV Unplugged videos on YouTube. And I'm still standing by my pick of All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix for greatest cover song, but I cannot believe I forgot about Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
Whoa, yeah.
That was an amazing live performance. Like if you incorporate the live performance into the song, it's right up there. It's a close second.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Man, that one is crazy too, because like it comes so close to him, like kind of his voice breaking or kind of cracking or going off, and like it just barely pulls it off almost, but it makes it even more powerful. I think it's like really amazing. I think you can like feel the tension with the performance, and man, yeah, I can't believe we overlooked that.
Yeah, no question. He really leaned into that one. He's like, you could really feel that he was going for it. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we're getting like a small dedicated group of listeners and commenters and stuff, which is nice. My friend Anthony Natoli, who has played guitar with me a lot when I do my solo stuff, he's been listening a lot of times, and he'll like text me about something after watching the show. But I feel like there's like a certain type of person out there that is enjoying this. I don't know what the type is, but it's fun when you find out that it's happening.
I don't know, Anthony. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, we've actually been we've been chatting. We might work on a project together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
He wants me to build him a
House.
guitar body with some resin and some wood.
Really?
Yeah. So that's gonna be
Wow.
super fun.
That's cool.
Awesome.
A one of a kind like chunk.
Nice.
And he'll do all the components of it and all that crap. But yeah, he's a good guy. So yeah.
Yeah.
His goal, he said he's got 2 things he's working on, and after that, like, this has been a long-standing goal of his, is to have his custom guitar. So he came to the right place.
Yeah.
Project G Workshop on Instagram. That's where he went.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get that plug in there. All right. Well, should we dive into it here?
I would like to also give a shout out to our other faithful listener, Alan.
Yes.
Dr. Alan. We have a legit doctor listening to our podcast in
Yeah.
between patients.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Giving COVID vaccinations with one arm and sort of covering his mouth, laughing about how shitty I think Last of Us 2 is with the other hand, which I think is really funny. So keep it up, Alan. And Alan had a fantastic recommendation for song. By the way, anytime you guys leave song recommendations, and when I say you guys, not just you on the podcast, but everybody that listens, I always go back and listen to all the songs that you recommend. And Alan had a fantastic recommendation.
He did.
For Song of the Year. I don't have it written down, so I don't remember what it was.
Everything is Free Now, I think was the song by Gillian Welsh. That was yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, I'd never heard that until like most of these songs I've never heard until people recommend them to me. And I think that's sort of the impetus of this podcast. So please keep that up if you're listening.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Am I going first? I will.
Well, we didn't really decide who goes first, but might as well go for it.
Absolutely. So I think I kind of mentioned this before that when we got started, that I think the tendency is to sort of pick something ironic, but this song is performed by a wrestler, and it's a song that I love unironically to this day. It's currently on a multitude of playlists that I have. And so that's, well, okay, I have to give a backstory. So when I was getting married, I'm not married anymore, but before I got married, for some reason, I wanted to get super buff for my wedding, which I thought was a weird thing to do. Like, and I'm not talking about fit. I'm talking about like huge, which is like an odd thing to do. But I had a lot going on at the time. And the only time that I could go to the gym was before work. And I'm talking like 5 a.m, because I had a lot going on at work. So my work started at 7. So I had to get to the gym at 5. And I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know, but if you're trying to get buff as opposed to just leaner and more cut, you have to lift heavier and do less reps as opposed to lifting less weight and a higher amount of reps. So when you're in the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning and you're like benching 250, it's not easy to do. And so I had to find some way to get myself pumped up. And I had a weird, when I was in the 80s, I was a huge wrestling fan. And I stopped watching it in probably 1992, 1993, like in the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era. I just quit watching it. And so for whatever reason, in 2013, I got back into via YouTube wrestling from like 2008. And I don't know why, but I started watching matches from like John Cena, CM Punk, Triple H. And so through that, I started getting into all of their theme songs. And the one that stood out to me was John Cena's song, "You Can't See Me." And this is the song that if you've seen the hilarious YouTube video of the radio DJ that calls the woman up and plays the John Cena song. Anyway, so the John Cena song, "You Can't See Me," his ring walk song, was sort of my motivation to sort of get me buff at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I would do this thing, and this sounds douchey and horrible, but I would do this thing where it was 5 a.m., so there was nobody in the gym, and there was this long hallway before you would get to the weight room. I'm so embarrassed to say this, so my apologies. So I would put my headphones on, and I would play the John Cena song, and it would go dun 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 dun, and I would kind of look up and I would salute, and then I would sprint down the hallway, and I would lay on the bench press, which I had already put my weights on, and I would just go boom, 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 and then rack them up, and then just sort of salute the woman that was working at the YMCA while the John Cena song was playing. I mean, it was a total spectacle. And I knew, I was like, I look like the biggest idiot in the world, but this is the only thing that's going to get me motivated to lift weights every morning at 5 a.m. So
it reminds me of our first sleepover when you came out of your bedroom with the Superman theme playing.
Very similar. Greg,
we were also in our late 20s.
That's right. Greg came to crash with me when I was living in California, and he was sleeping on the couch. And all of a sudden, from my bedroom, you hear dun 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 dun, and I open up the door. But anyway, so every morning before I would lift weights, I would go in, I would set my weight up on the bench, then I would walk out to the hall like it was the wrestling runway that they all come out to, and then I would play the John Cena song. Dun 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 dun. I would look up to an imaginary audience. I would salute. I would sprint down the hallway. I would land on the bench press. Boom, boom, boom. And then from that point on, I was good to go. And every now and then you would have someone like walking out of the gym, and I would have to kind of run around them. But the John Cena song, "You Can't See Me," as performed by John Cena, is still on my gym playlist to this day. And like unironically, if you're looking for a song to get you pumped up before a workout or what have you, that's the song to go. And this was around the time, like whenever you get married, you have to ask your fiance's dad for his permission. And so I remember sitting out in front of his house, blasting the John Cena songs, dun, 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 just getting pumped up. Dun, 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 dun. Like there was a good period between 2015 and 2017 when like I unironically went to that song for my go-to pump up song. And to this day, it's still on my workout playlist.
What was John Cena's finishing move?
The FU. It was the attitude adjustment. It was the FU, but then when he turned babyface, he changed it to the attitude adjustment.
So if your fiance's father said no, were you going to give him the attitude adjustment?
Probably. I didn't really plan for that.
So
hindsight.
So I haven't heard this song yet. So did he recorded this just for his own walk-on music, like, or did he have an album of stuff that he chose this song from, or was?
I'm glad you asked that. That's a fantastic question. John Cena's wrestling gimmick, circa 2015, was that he was a rapper. So he did record. Yeah, he recorded an album, and his song before the "You Can't See Me" song is not bad either. It's pretty good. But Joe's laughing as if to say it's not, but
I don't know. I haven't heard it, but it just the tone that you're hitting with "pretty good" makes me feel like it. It's pretty good for a wrestler trying to record, but I don't know.
The tone that I hit when I'm saying "pretty good" is that the lyrics are fantastic, but it's pretty obvious it's ghostwritten. But the "You Can't See Me" song, the one I'm referencing, is amazing.
And Shawn Michaels sang his own song too.
Did he really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
Didn't
hear it.
Didn't he? Right? I mean, not like the whole entire thing, but I thought he did sing in some of his theme music.
I think he does the high pitch. I think he does those. But no, you can hear his voice. You can hear it in the recording. Absolutely. I forgot about that.
I just want to add to that I think I kind of mentioned this in the Christmas episode, and this is a real thing. Like ever since I was a fan of wrestling in the 80s, one of my biggest dreams is, and this isn't a joke, I'm being totally serious, is I've always wanted to run into a venue as my theme song hits and just have the crowd go crazy. Oh, Mike baby. But I've never been good enough at any sort of anything to have that happen. So when I was going to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. and there was no one there and I'm sprinting down this hallway listening to John Cena, it was really cool, man. I know it sounds kind of stupid and something you probably would never want to do, but it was really awesome. So that's
once COVID's over, you can run out of my garage through the backyard and we'll all be there cheering.
Done. I'll take you up on that.
Cool.
You do have to record your own theme song first, though.
Right. I'll put something together.
Yeah,
I'll lay something down.
All right.
That's my pick. Yeah, John
Great
Cena.
pick.
Jamie.
Good.
Who's next? Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, go next.
All right. Released on Select Records, who brought you the Jerky Boys. Came out in 1995 on vinyl, cassette, and compact disc.
Oh, wow.
Hulk Hogan and the Wrestling Boot Band
Yes.
released the album Hulk Rules. My favorite song on that album is what I think is the most meaningful song ever written and recorded by a professional wrestler. It's called Hulkster in Heaven. It's a surprisingly sad and subtle piano ballad, track 9 of 10. On an otherwise skull-smashing, toe-tapping, leg-dropping, t-shirt tearing, flag-waving, sunbathing extravaganza that is this 1995 album, Hulk Rules.
1995?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. I would have pegged it. I've heard the album, and I would have pegged this for more like 88 or 87.
Nope. My friend and I found this record at Webhead Comics in Wakefield, Massachusetts in 2005, 10 years after it was released. We got Terry, aka the Hulkster, on vocals and bass. WWE legend Jimmy the Mouth from the South Heart on vocals, percussion, and effects. You got Hulk Hogan's wife, Linda, on vocals and percussion. And then you got Hurricane J.J. Maguire on guitar, keyboards, vocals, bass, and drums. So he's basically writing most of the song. He he released more than 100 songs for WWF and WCW. So I believe we haven't even scratched the surface of what's really out there, as far as songs written by professional wrestlers. It's definitely the most memorable song. Like I said, the most meaningful song. That's why I picked it number one, because it stood out the most out of the 10 tracks. The song has a backstory. It was written in 1992 in honor of a Make-A-Wish kid who Hulk Hogan invited to sit ringside at a show in the UK. And when Hulk Hogan went to wrestle, he saw that the seat was empty because that fan had passed away. And so he decided that night that he was going to write this song. So I think that's really beautiful that he wrote this song. The proceeds of the album went to the boy's family to pay for funeral costs and medical bills. So overall, meaningful as lyric-wise, is the most meaningful. I wouldn't say it's very well recorded, but it's very meaningful. Lyrically, it's very meaningful behind the money that it made to go to this boy's family. But some of the lyrics, the most memorable parts of the song are, I read it in the paper, I saw it on TV. Okay, I read it on the paper, I saw it on TV. There'll be one empty seat when I wrestle in Wembley. So it's very sad, but the line, it's hard to talk
Why are you
about.
laughing?
I'm not
Why are
laughing.
you laughing?
Meaningful song. It is very meaningful, but when you hear the lyrics, it puts you in this conflicted state, because these are meaningful lyrics, but there is a sense of humor to it based on the wrestling puns.
Okay.
So I'm not making fun of what the song's about. It's very hard to get through, but I am finding the lyrics themselves it's just crazy. It's a mind-blowing scenario that this song exists, and that's why I picked it.
So we're clear, this is Hulk Hogan singing this song.
Yeah, like Billy Joel piano ballad. He hits a falsetto in the song. He hits a falsetto in the song. He goes for it and he hits it. I used to tear my shirt, but now you tore my heart. I knew you were a Hulkamaniac right from the very start.
That's my favorite line.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite lines. My favorite line is on the falsetto. He says, he goes, you were my friend. I'll see you again. This is not the end. When the Hulkster comes to heaven, so he knows he's going to heaven. Hulk Hogan has strong belief. When the Hulkster comes to heaven, we'll tag up again. And he hits the falsetto on again, and they're going to tag up. And it's just beautiful. I can't believe the song exists. It's funny because I can't believe it exists. It's very sad that the fan passed away, and it's very beautiful that he wrote this song for the fan. Fun facts about the album. Now I'm going away from the song real quick. Every song on this album mentions Hulk Hogan by name. All 10 tracks. Jimmy Hart sang with a clothespin on his nose on some of the background vocals to hit the high points and to make it sound. I've never heard of that technique. I've never tried it myself.
Yeah.
The album itself, if you look at the album art, it looks like Hulk Hogan's dropping a deuce on the American flag. He's not. Hulk Hogan loves America. It's just a bad angle. It's a bad pose. It just, no one was thinking of this. But if you look at the album cover of Hulk Rules, it definitely looks like he's taking a dump on it. Other favorite lyrics on the album. This is on Hulk Rules. Everybody's talking trash, but he knows talk is cheap. If you mess with the Hulkster, he'll rearrange your teeth. American Made. This is from the song American Made. He was born and raised in the US of A. He's got to be inspected. He's US grade.
Why does he have to be inspected, I wonder?
They're making references to meat.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Sure, it's grade A meat. Beach Patrol, which is also the music behind Sonic CD on the level Title Tempest. It's the same song,
what?
Same instrumental.
Video game?
And it sounds like Sega Genesis. Some of the songs on this album sound like Sega Genesis songs, and I found out they are. One of them is. Look all you want, you better not touch. Take it from me, don't lose control, because you're going to have to deal with the Beach Patrol. Someone call 911. Whoops, there it is. Whoops, there it is. Simon took the baby. Simon took it. I don't know what that is, but it's the creepiest line.
What
it's the
baby?
creepiest line on the record.
What baby?
What did you just say?
Take it from me. Don't lose control. You're going to have to deal with the beach patrol. Someone call 911. Whoops, there it is. Simon took the baby. Simon took it.
That's it. That's all the information we
That's all the information I have. I haven't been able to figure out if anyone listening, if you can figure out who Simon is, if the baby made it out okay, was there an Amber Alert? What happened? Like, let us know. But that's in the end of the song. And then to end my segment for this song and this album, this is from this track, I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac. Can you feel the music? Can you feel the beat? You don't need drugs to move your feet. When the dealer tries to push on you, just tell him what you're going to do. I want to be a Hulkamaniac, have fun with my family and friends. So he basically wants you, if I was this pushy drug dealer, if someone I was trying to push my drugs on responded to me with, I want to be a Hulkamaniac and have fun with my family and friends, I honestly wouldn't know how to respond. I wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
So overall, listening to this album in its entirety, I find myself wanting to be a Hulkamaniac myself.
Wow. Well said.
I love the idea that the 69 boys were like, whoop, there it is. So that was like a party cheer. But Hulk Hogan was like, whoops, there it is.
Yeah.
He stumbled upon a good time.
That's something.
I got to give you a lot of credit for your presentation there.
Thank you.
It's you're walking a fine line with talking about Hulkster in heaven.
It's tough because you don't want to make fun of it. Like, I'm not making fun of it. It's insane that it exists. When you listen to it, you'll understand. Like, I can't believe it exists. And it's sad that it happened. It's really sad. It's beautiful. It's just a lot of moving parts is basically what I'm getting at with this song and why it was my pick.
Yeah. And
so you're saying, I want to go back to the idea of somebody offering you drugs and you saying, whoa, no, thank you. I want to be a Hulkamaniac.
mm-hmm.
I want to go back to that.
Fun with my family and friends instead of partaking in these drugs that you're trying to push on me.
I'm glad we now have a word for word go-to say whenever somebody tries to push drugs on us.
Yeah.
So I hope if you're listening to this, I hope you're writing this down.
You know, I have to say, I've thought about this many times in my life. When I was younger, I was told a lot that people would be constantly trying to get me to do drugs. Then once I started doing drugs, I found it was actually kind of difficult to find anybody who would give you drugs or even offer them to you in any way, shape, or form. I feel lied to.
I believe when we were kids, we thought drugs were going to be pushed on us more aggressively than they were. Fast forward to me, my freshman year, sitting outside of Frugal McDougal's, trying to give somebody a 10 to go in and buy me a fifth of like a pack of Zima. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to get drugs than the after-school specials made it out to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And another thing I really like about a lot of the wrestlers stuff and that Hulkamaniac song really gets that is there seems to be like this need to have like a positive message or something. Like they always wanted to be like telling the kids, not to do drugs or something like that, or stay in school or what have you. And I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe it was just because they knew a lot of younger kids were into wrestling and they felt the responsibility. But it's like, I don't know. I never like thought of those guys as role models of any kind. Were people looking to them to be, like a positive influence on society? I don't know.
If you watch a wrestling match from that era and you look into the crowd, I think that gives you the answer. They are some die-hard fans. Absolutely. Like holding up signs that are just gigantic and some that are so detailed. I think for some people wrestling was everything. And then you have that guy, It's Still Real to Me, goddammit. If you ever seen that,
He's
that
great.
viral video. Yeah. What do you know his name? What's his name?
No, I don't know, but I know the video. I've seen it a million times.
Yeah, like, still good to me. God damn it.
But Joe, I don't know if you know this, but Hulk Hogan had a Saturday morning cartoon. It was called Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
Wow, I did not know this.
Yeah. He had a Saturday morning cartoon. It was him and like Andre the Giant and Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Junkyard Dog. They would fight against Rowdy Roddy Piper and the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov.
Didn't
Wow.
Mr. T have a cartoon as well?
He did. Yeah. And I think we touched on that in our first episode where he led a team of gym.
Right. That's what inspired Greg to write a letter to Mr. T to help beat up his system.
It's amazing. I'm looking at pictures from the TV.
But he was
show.
also involved in wrestling. Mr. T was involved in the first WrestleMania and also involved in WrestleMania 2. But he didn't. I don't think he ever performed a wrestling theme song. So I don't know.
Well, he did put out music though. I was considering him as one of my picks.
Mr. T put out music?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a great song about respecting your mother.
There's no way this is true.
Treat your mother right.
It's true.
Treat your mother right. I'm not. This is not a joke.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, this is not my pick, but
Oh, okay.
I
thought you were going
seriously considered Treat Your Mother Right.
Mr. T's Commandment. Wow, look at these song titles. This is great. The Toughest Man in the World. No Dope, No Drugs. Another one.
John, what is your wrestling pick?
So, yeah, despite Mr. T's amazing contribution of Treat Your Mother Right, I had to go with another one, and I'm gonna give a short backstory about my relationship with wrestling. So I grew up in the 80s, and it was very, very popular, but it was not something that I was really that into, but I had a lot of friends who were into it, and it was fascinating to me. It was just such an odd thing, I think, that combination of like pretend sports and acting and this over-the-top personalities of all these guys. Like, even as a kid, I couldn't take it seriously enough to actually be into it, but it was really interesting to me. So like I kind of have a decent amount of knowledge about it all. And then especially as I got older and started seeing like wrestlers branch off into like acting and making music, that's also very fascinating to me. And I think part of the fascination that I have is something like the movie The Room, the Tommy Wiseau movie. I think like when someone does something very earnestly and tries very hard at it, and it's generally like just bad, it's really fascinating to me.
Awesomely bad.
Yeah, and there's something I really love about it too. Like, it's endearing. Like, if somebody makes something bad and you can tell they didn't care about it, it's just, you know, then you're just like, well, whatever. It's just bad, and who cares? But there's a quality that things have when someone's trying and really putting some work in, and it's still just like really off. And I feel like wrestlers had a lot of that throughout the 80s and 90s with their movie ventures and their music ventures. And so I discovered this album by Macho Man Randy Savage called Be a Man. And so you might think that if a Macho Man album came out, it might be in the 80s or maybe the 90s.
You're saying otherwise. I believe you're going to tell us otherwise.
I'm going to tell you otherwise. It was 2003.
Oh, no.
2003. He was taking a little bit of a break, I guess, from wrestling. It was around that time. I guess he did get into acting. He was in that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like Bone Crusher. Captain
Yeah.
Bone Crusher or something. Yeah.
Killed it.
And just so everybody knows, this is the guy from the Slim Jim commercials. Everybody, you know
Yes.
who Randy Savage is.
Oh, yeah. That was my impression of Macho Man.
That's pretty good.
It sounded like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
You want a Slim Jim?
Are you about a size 13? Oh yeah.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Oh yeah. Put the lotion in the basket. Ooh, yeah. Look into the eye of the madness. Anyway, that's not what
I will transcend. Oh yeah.
Was she a great big fat person?
I love how we all did a Randy Savage version of it, but you just went full Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, just
Help me move this couch into my car. Oh yeah. Oh,
Would
I'm
you?
broken. Oh yeah.
Look at that over there. That's my van. Oh yeah, put my couch into it. Uh-huh. Sensational, Sherry. Look into the eye of the madness. Put my couch in that van. Oh yeah. All right, I'm done.
it's too
Why
bad.
did you catch? I have to imagine it was between the guy that got the part and Randy Savage for Silence of the Lambs. And they're like, does anybody have a coin? We'll just flip a coin.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's too
Great
bad.
deal for night vision goggles. Oh yeah.
I can see in the darkness with the eyes of the madness. Oh, yeah. Greg, do your impression. I want to hear Greg do his impression of Buffalo Bill selling Slim Jims. Can you do an impression of Buffalo Bill selling Slim Jims? I need these.
What he used to say, you gotta have beef, you gotta have spice.
Yeah.
He puts the Slim Jim in his mouth.
It puts the lotion in the puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Oh yeah.
No, now we're doing Buffalo Bill selling Slim Jims.
Oh shit.
Would you put the Slim Jim in the bag? Would you?
Step into
I
the
see
slim
John,
or
I
get the
see
hose
John
again.
typing notes where to edit out. He's like, edit this word. No, all
I
right.
don't know,
All
but I
right.
haven't done a lot of editing, and I don't think we're gonna start now.
All right, I'm back. Whew,
This is
okay.
all I thought that was great. Never have anticipated.
He pushed Slim Jim in his mouth. All right, I'm
Step
done.
into the slim, or Jim will get the hose again. Oh yeah.
We are idiots. All right, I'm back. Here we go.
All right, so oh yeah, so he was getting into movies. It's too bad that he wasn't concentrating on his movie career around the time they made Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Might have landed that role of Buffalo Bill. So he's making his movies. He's he decides to make a record. And I did some research on this because I spent some time listening to the record a couple of years ago. For some reason, I got momentarily obsessed with it. And the thing is, I could tell when I was listening to it that there was a lot of there was a certain amount of care and effort put into this thing, and it adds a layer that makes it much more fascinating, because it's pretty just bad, in a lot of ways. There's some moments that are good, but generally it's just kind of off in a lot of ways. But you can tell that there was time and effort really put into this. It wasn't just like a throwaway thing, or I felt that way when I listened to it, and I did some research, and I found out that I was right. Vice wrote an article about the making of this album, apparently.
No way.
Which I found. So there was a record label where the guy who ran the record label just thought it would be a great idea to make a Macho Man Randy Savage album. He just came up with the idea and pitched it to Macho Man. And Macho Man had no experience whatsoever in making music, no background at all. And he kind of agreed to it, knowing that he didn't really know what he was doing. And this record label guy's like, don't worry, I got people who like show you how to do everything. So he hires this like team, this production team. They were like kind of did a lot of hip hop stuff. And this group of guys is given the task of basically writing an album for Macho Man Randy Savage and teaching him how to rap and record him rapping also. And so they said they had to basically go like word for word at the beginning and record just like a couple of things and then like stop and then like go again. And like he couldn't even get through a verse. And they would just set things up in a way that they could just record little by little by little to put a song together. But they said he worked really hard at it, and like he would be in the studio for like 8 to 10 hours a day and practicing and working, and it was kind of funny, like in a really endearing way. They said like by the end he could do like a whole verse without like just one, but like he could get through a verse in the studio. But so the song that I picked is called Be a Man, and it's like a diss track about Hulk Hogan. And so you guys might know this already. And I knew there was like some kind of a feud with him as a wrestler with Hulk Hogan, but apparently there was real life drama with Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
I didn't know about it till this song, till I read the lyrics of this song, and he's actually throwing dirt at Hogan, but it's not wrestling related. It's like career related.
Yeah, because I want to. Yeah, so spoiler alert. I know the song you're talking about, but Hulk Hogan is making, or I'm sorry, Randy Savage is making references to a lot of things that I don't know about. So I feel like you're going to enlighten us.
Well, to some extent, there's some things I don't know what he's talking about still, but I guess some of it had to do with his with the Miss Elizabeth that he was he married to her?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So there was like some real life drama behind the scenes when they were like getting separated or divorced, when Hulk Hogan invited her on a trip with, it was like with his family, it seems like, and but even that, like that he like kind of, I guess Randy Savage thought he was kind of like taking her side, or also trying to take her away from him.
He was very possessive of Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, that's what I read. So you know about this then, huh?
Yeah. The actually, there's a TV show called Dark Side of the Ring, and they do like biographies. Like they did one on Chris Benoit, they did one on like New Jack, and the one on Macho Man was really sad because like he's somebody that I think suffered from some sort of mental disorder, like you were saying about Kanye West earlier. Like he was certainly bipolar, but he was very, very possessive of Ms. Elizabeth, because she came up as like a nobody and she went right to him working wise. And then like even off camera he would like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And like if she snuck out of the hotel to go drink with Hulk Hogan's wife, he would like hunt her down and find all these things to get mad at her for. And I do remember Hogan and her hanging out a little bit, and that just set him off pretty.
Yeah, like from what I read, it wasn't even like they were having an affair or anything.
No.
It was just like
She was friends with
hanging out.
Hogan's wife, I think
Yes.
is what it was. Right.
Yeah.
I guess there was a moment where Hulk Hogan called Randy Savage's dad on the phone. He says it in the song. He goes, "You called my dad up on the phone, man. Use a chump. Because if you really got static, take it up with me, or I'll punk your butt out for the world to see."
Yeah. So I don't know what the calling the dad thing is about.
I don't either.
It's a weird thing to call someone out for.
Yeah, it's very specific where you're like, okay, there's actually beef here. It's not.
Yeah.
But I do really appreciate that Randy Savage subbed out ass for butt.
So that's a funny thing. In 3 different occasions in this one song, he says "but" in an instance where I think normally you would just say "ass." But again, I think that goes back to some of the wholesome like role model thing about wrestlers, where like he felt like he couldn't say "ass," And then he comes off sounding much sillier, but using the word "but," I feel like it's just not quite the same.
If you're trying to goad a man into fighting you, I don't think "but" is the choice of words that you
Nope.
would go with.
Yeah, and so yeah, he says 3 different times something about his butt. But so the and another thing about this, so because there was a personal aspect to this, this is the only song in the album that Macho Man actually contributed to the writing of, and he asked specifically to be credited for, so that Hulk Hogan could know that it came from him and it wasn't written by other people. So like it seems like he had something like really invested in this song. But it's kind of funny because if you read the lyrics and you think about this wrestler in 2003 singing a song about Hulk Hogan, you wouldn't think that there would be anything legitimate to it, but apparently there was. And that really makes me like it a lot more. For some reason, knowing that he was working on like learning to rap, and that like he wanted Hulk Hogan to know that this song came from him, and that there was a real personal connection. Like there's something really endearing about it, and I like that. And it's yeah, it's my favorite song by a wrestler.
I want to add to your take. I'm pushing my chips in on this. It's not a bad song.
It's not
Not a bad song. I don't hate it. It's a solid 6 out of 10. You're a man, Hogan? It's a solid 6 out of 10.
It's not as bad, I think, as you would expect it to be. Is I think the best thing
I
I would
kind of
say.
like it. I think the more you listen to it, the better it gets. It's not on my gym play. I didn't play "You're a Man, Hogan" before I went in to ask my fiance's dad if I could marry his daughter, but it's up there. I think it's a 4 out of 10. I know it just went down 2 points.
Just went down.
Yeah, what happened? It reminds me of almost like DMX.
Oh man.
When you listen to it, it just sounds like to me. I want to say it sounds like a poor man's DMX record, but it doesn't. I feel like there's a lot of like, I can't. It's so hard to say it's good. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I think, like you said, there was effort put in, and there was enough effort put in that it's something.
Yeah, I think that is part of it, is that it's unique too. You know, it's not just like bargain basement DMX. There's some of that, but that's not all of it. And I think that's the best way I could describe it is, I think, like some of my fascination of watching a movie like The Room, where like there's just nothing quite like it. And it's not necessarily good, but it's just bad in such an odd and unique way that it becomes enjoyable, I guess. So
yeah, if you're listening to this, you have to go listen to "Be a Man, Hogan" by Randy Savage. If you're listening to this and you've never heard it, it really is something to behold.
yeah, yes, I would say I would even recommend the entire album, because it's really something. And that's the best I could say about it. It's really something.
It's something.
It really exists. It exists.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It happened.
All right, Craig.
All right. For some reason, I wasn't really excited about this topic, being that I did also grow up watching wrestling. I just never got into the music part of it. I thought this was a silly topic, but the more I
Why?
wasn't really going to do much for it. But then I got into a very late in the game wormhole. And by late in the game, I mean probably about 40 minutes ago.
During the
Well, Mike was
recording.
talking.
Yeah.
Well, Mike was talking.
But I do remember this being one of my choices. But it was on the album called Pile Driver, the wrestling album 2. So it also has Hulk Hogan on the cover in a dirty white beater and a hard hat. Came out on September 21st, 1987. It's a 10-track 10-track album. And track 8 is by Vince McMahon,
Wow.
and it is called Stand Back. And the reason why I like this is because it was one of the only ones that has an actual live performance from the 1987 Slammy Awards. And the video, which I will send to you guys in a text, is one of the most awkward things to watch. And I say that because Vince is also known as like not giving a shit. He'll do anything. He'll do anything for the ratings. He'll do anything for fan to go over on the fans. He'll do it. And he did it with this, and it's really uncomfortable to watch. But he's joined on stage, let's see, by Hulk Hogan playing the bass guitar, and wrestlers like Macho Man Jake Roberts, the Killer Bees, and Georgie Animal Steel all playing various instruments such as a saxophone and drums.
Do you know, was anyone really playing?
I doubt
Just
it.
backing tracks?
Yeah, like you
Hulk
see,
Hogan,
like
Hulk Hogan is an accomplished bass player, so maybe Hulk Hogan.
When you said Killer Bees, my brain immediately went to Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
I know it was
What?
Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, and the RZA. A very odd combo.
well, I know Jake the Snake and Macho Man are both playing like trumpet. So I'll send the video, but it's just so uncomfortable. And DX actually made fun of Vince McMahon, like it had to be at least 10 years later, about this as well, because DX was pretty cool back in the day. Suck it. You can edit that out. But
We're talking about Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
Yeah.
who I met in an airport once at LaGuardia
Really?
when I was just a young boy in early 2000. I was flying down here actually, and he was just walking around the airport with a little briefcase. Took a picture with him.
Talking about Triple H?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The game.
I have to dig that picture up.
Triple H has got a great ring walk song. Time to play the game, but it's
It
not
really
him.
is.
It's written by Motorhead. I've got a great story about your album, about your pick. I distinctly remember it like it was yesterday, because I remember when I was a kid and you mow lawns all summer to save up enough money to buy an album. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was standing in Walmart, and so there was the Beastie Boys License to Ill, there was the Transformers movie soundtrack, and there was Pile Driver, the wrestling album. And I was like, I can buy one of these three. What's it going to be? And I almost bought Pile Driver, the wrestling album, because I like the Demolition song. Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher. And so then I was like, And then there was the Beastie Boys. But my friend David Tanis already had that. So I bought the Transformers soundtrack.
You got the touch? Is that on that one?
Exactly. You got the power.
Yeah.
And was that your first CD purchase?
John, did you have did you have the Transformers soundtrack when you were a kid?
No, I did not. But
man,
that's really only because I was not allowed to. I was only allowed to listen to Christian music when I was a kid, so that didn't fall into that category.
Okay.
If there was a Transformers Christian album, oh man, would we have an episode on our hands?
Oh yeah.
I had
In the movie, I do think Optimus Prime became sort of a Christ figure, if I remember correctly. He kind of dies and comes back from the dead, right?
In the Shia LaBeouf Transformer movie, the first one or whatever from the remakes, or whatever. I just remember, I'm pretty sure there was a Mountain Dew robot, and that kind of pissed me off.
There's a Mountain Dew robot.
And then there was this line like, "How did you find me? How did you find me?" And it's just like the robot like just kind of hunches forward and just goes, eBay. And I just feel like, fuck this. I paid $11.50 for this ticket. I'm fucking out. So mad.
There's no way that's real. Is that
Oh
real?
yeah. eBay.
Was it Mountain Dew robot? Was he
There's a Mountain Dew robot. Absolutely. I wish I could turn my screen around and show you. I'll find it on my phone. But yeah, it's real. Maybe it was the second one. I don't know.
It reminded me of the I was a big fan of the Ninja Turtles growing up, and they had their live album.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. And Splinter had a song called Skipping Stones. It was like the power ballad.
Maybe next week we should do favorite song by a Ninja Turtle.
April
My
O'Neil had a little song, but they actually toured with it on the road. It was wild.
Remember
And
that.
Ninja Turtles did?
The Ninja Turtles, yeah. I think the album was called Coming Out of Our Shells or something.
Hmm.
Going back to the topic though, I love that I was standing in a Walmart with Pile Driver, the wrestling album in my hand, almost ready to buy it, and I didn't buy it. I went with the Transformers soundtrack instead. But
Your first music purchase or no?
it was up there. No, it was my second. My first music purchase was LL Cool J, the one with I Need Love. I can't remember what the album was called, but it was the one with I Need Love. And then the next album was Transformers.
So just to go back, just to full circle back, the robot that was speaking of is named Dispensor.
Dispensor?
Dispensor, and here is his photo.
That's not intimidating. That's
Mm.
okay.
He's a Mountain Dew vending machine turned into a
There's
robot.
no way that's
a
real.
robot from
There's
space.
no way that's real.
Interesting.
Heartbreaking thing ever seen done.
That's as
Besides
real.
Power Rangers
that
being
one.
the new Power Rangers movie was basically a really long Krispy Kreme commercial. Besides that, I'd say that was the most offensive thing to a childhood franchise I've seen so far.
Wait, so getting back to Greg's song, I haven't heard this. So is it a rock song or more of a hip hop song?
Neither.
Okay.
It's like a dancing number. Like,
But so is Vince McMahon singing?
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a show tune. It's like a show
Yeah.
tune.
Oh,
He's got chicks dancing with him in this thing. It's very very like
It's big. It's a big.
it's very
stage.
like it's like a poppy Beatles song.
okay.
Like the melody. I'm not comparing it to a Beatles song because that would be travesties. But it's got that like dance kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on stage. It's a big production. It's a big. Like they filmed it live, if I remember correctly. So it's like.
Yeah, it was at the Slammy Awards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who could forget the Slammy Awards?
I've been looking for the lyrics for this song the whole time, and I can't find them anywhere. This is a hidden gem.
No, they're up there. I was just reading them.
Can you send me a link? Because I can't find them.
McMahon Stand Back lyrics. Yep, right here. Go to genius.com. I was just a boy. Everybody told me what I should do and who I should be. I got some advice. I finally have to say, stand back, stand back. They never understood the kind of man I am. I do my own thinking. Got a lot of big plans. Stand back, stand back.
Yeah, I've seen this video many times, and if you guys
All of you want to bring me down, I have news. Stand in my way. I promise you, you'll lose.
I love that all of these
And,
wrestling songs, they only sing of what they know.
Right.
Well, your
That's
song
true.
was about he was gonna tag up in heaven. Like that's pretty specific.
That I picked it because it's the most meaningful. If you go through the bad songs, like the Sega Genesis instrumentation songs, like Beach Patrol, or Hulk, I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac, or any of the other ones, it is unbelievable what's there, content-wise, lyrically. I only gave you a taste, but man, this song, I cannot wait to watch the video for this song.
Yeah.
That was a lot of
The
fun.
first thing I'm doing.
What is our topic next week?
I don't know.
Should we have a fan suggest a topic?
Yeah, we've had a lot of good suggestions. We've had what is a song that you love that never gets old?
Actually, that too, yeah. And we also had Seamus wanted to come on and be.
You know
our
what? We've
second
been
guest.
talking about that for a long time. Maybe we should
We should
finally
do that.
bring Seamus on. And that's an
good
interesting
one.
topic. The greatest
Rock
American
band.
rock band.
Yeah, I've already got my pick. Solid home run.
I've actually I am really embarrassed about this, but I keep thinking of what the greatest American rock band might be, and almost every time I think of a band, it's a band that's not from America. I swear, like I the other day I was like, oh, like U2's got to be like one of the greatest American rock bands. They're not American at all.
No.
I don't know how I'm gonna be able to write any more about the Wrestling Boot Band. You know,
Man, yeah, especially they never put out a follow-up album. Did
didn't
they?
need to. Didn't need to.
No,
Perfect
that's
photography.
not-
Yeah, I
that's a great
almost
thing.
whenever I think of greatest American rock band, I think of a band that doesn't even exist in real life. It's just from a movie. So
Who's
I
that?
can't.
Dylan-
Stillwater.
Wild Stallions.
Oh,
Oh.
from Almost Famous.
Yeah, they're great.
Stillwater's great.
I thought you were gonna say Zack Attack.
No, I got some beef with them. I'm not into it.
That was another good topic. I would like to follow through on sometimes. Greatest fictional
Fictional,
band.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
The Ninja Turtles are going to be that one, but
dude. The
but
Beats.
they actually,
were
they
not-
actually like they toured and stuff, so it's not like they're fictional. They really did.
yeah, they don't count. They're kind of disqualified in that.
I don't know if we're ever really going to do this topic, but there are movies where there are fictional bands in the movies, and the bands are really good to the
Right.
point where, like the fake bands in the
Like
movie.
Almost Famous. Stillwater is great.
Yeah, Stillwater's fantastic. And the
Even
band.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. What's the
Yeah.
name of that band? Shit.
No, I know who you're talking about. It's right in the tip of my tongue.
What Brie Larson's the singer?
Yeah, yeah. And the Marky Mark band in Rockstar is fantastic.
That's a very. I always say.
That's a great topic. We should do that sometime.
Has everyone seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Because I don't know why I think it's.
Oh,
just
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I think it's
You're on, nerd.
Sex Bomb is the band. Brie Larson's in it, and then even Chris Evans is in that movie. It's so weird. The people that are in it that are huge now.
Well, so I'd say next week we see if Seamus can come on and we discuss greatest American rock band.
Love
Right.
it.
I'll have our people call his people.
Yes, please do. Please do. See if he can pencil in some time for us.
Cool.
Well, man, that was really fun. I think this is the hardest that I've laughed on any episode so far, so that's good.
It was
All right, guys. 1,
Got that going.
2, 3.
Ding 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 ding.